This is Dr. Charmaine Gregory, and I am a night shift doc in the emergency department, and I also have a penchant for health, wellness. I also have a huge place in my heart for burnout because having gone through it and now telling my story so that others don't have to go as deep into the abyss that I have been. And so anyway, so now I'm at that place in my journey where I am facing some big fears in my life. The biggest fear that I'm currently facing is my fear of public speaking. And I have spoken about this on many occasions in different platforms. And I just wanted to get on and I wanted to share with you 3 tips for how you can punch fear in the face. So the first one is, you know how you can be at a point in your life where you want to start a project or you want to do something that you've always wanted to do, but you just have that deep fear inside that tells you that you can't, that it will not be successful, that look at that other person, they are so far ahead of you, there's no way you're going to catch up. All of the naysaying soundtrack that plays in your mind. Well, let me just say to you that the easiest thing to do is to do what Mel Robbins says. So she says, I believe it's the 5-second rule, but I could be wrong. It could be the 7-second rule. So Mel, forgive me if I am misquoting your technique. But what she says is, when you are about to do something or when you have something that you need to do that potentially can provide you with some angst and can also provide you with some element where you start ruminating on the thing, or you start hesitating, or you start pressing play on that negative soundtrack, then what you do is you just count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you just do it, okay? So I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. So say, for example, you are an introvert, and you have to start a business, a service business, and you have to tell people about your business. Because if you don't tell anybody about your business, how in the world are you going to get customers? So you write out what you're going to say. You maybe make a post for your social media. Perhaps you are challenged to do a live broadcast, or perhaps you are challenged to do a video of you utilizing your product or delivering your service. Oh my God. That is like the worst thing that you can say to an introvert, right? Get in front of a camera or put your stuff out there on social media. Introverts do not like that. That is not their first inclination to do. Hey, Aaron, thanks for joining. That is not the first thing that they're inclined to do, right? So what does it take to do that? So you can implement that 5-second rule. So you write the post out, you put your picture with it, and you say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just like Mel instructed, and boom, you hit enter. Put it out there. Don't start thinking about what's my mom gonna think about this post. Don't start thinking about the fact that you might get a troll or two. So what? Don't think about that stuff. Just do it. And that action, using that 5-second rule and taking that action, can speak volumes, right? Because what happens now? The next time that you go to do the thing, you do not feel as uncomfortable. You might still feel uncomfortable, there's no doubt, but you may not feel as uncomfortable as you did with that initial step. So the next thing that I describe is, so you use the 5-second rule, you hit press, you press play, or you press enter. The next thing is ripping off the Band-Aid, right? So what is it like when you rip off a Band-Aid? What is it like when you slowly peel back the Band-Aid, the adhesive part, and you're just like giving yourself the world's slowest, most torturous wax job? Whereas if you rip the thing off, it's super quick, the pain is boom and gone, right? So that also applies to taking massive action or taking action in your life to face a fear. So if, again, let's use the business example. So say, for example, you have a product or a service that you need to make a video for so that you can educate the people, who you're trying to reach about your product or service. So you're nervous, you don't know, make the video. Okay, so you make the video and now you're like, oh my God, I don't even know if I want to put this video out there. I'm not really good at editing videos and this is so raw. Or Let's take it up a notch. You're doing a live broadcast, just like this one. And you're like, well, I don't know if I want to do live because anything can happen during a live. Hey, Aunt Kathy. Anything can happen during a live. You know, you can literally like fall down and break your face, I guess. You can have something erupting in the background that you were not expecting or planning for. Yes, all these things can happen, but guess what? That is real life. Real life is messy. Real life is raw. Real life is unexpected. So people know this. So if they see you doing a live video and this is happening, it's expected. It's not really that big a deal. So do not let those little things prevent you from ripping off that Band-Aid. Remember, just close your eyes and think about it. Think about the fact that when you're removing something that's stuck to your skin and you're taking a little bit of time, you are literally ripping every single one of those little hairs out one by one. More painful than just ripping the thing off right away, one fell swoop, done. Okay? So utilize that 5-second rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then press enter, press play, whatever the modality, ask the question, talk to the customer, blah, blah, blah. Then the next thing is forget or don't even consider the negative, right? Don't even consider the negative talk, right? Because you will get negative talk. You'll get negative talk internally. You'll get negative talk on your process. So you could be doing your thing and you could be, selling your product or doing your service or getting on stage and speaking. Like, for example, in my case, you could be whatever it is that you're doing. You could be putting yourself out there and you will get people who are negative. But guess what? The negativity will be markedly trumped by all the positive that you will get. And I firmly believe in karma. I believe that if you put positive out, you will get positive back. Yes, you may get some negative, but so what? That doesn't matter. It's all of that reciprocity of positive energy that really matters, right? So instead of comparing yourself to the person who is on page 90 of their book and you're on page 1, just focus on page 1 of your book. Put your blinders on, do your thing, shine like you know how, because guess what? Nobody can shine like you can, because the world needs your voice, not that next person. That next person has their tribe. You have your tribe. So focus on being authentically you, being positive. Hey, Bethany, thanks for joining. Focus on being authentically you, being positive, putting positive out. And this is a little digression. This is not really on the 3 tips for fear facing, but this is something that comes up again and again, and I really feel like I need to talk about it. So, you may be in a situation where you and maybe several other people have similar messages that you're offering. Remember that comparison is the thief of joy, because what happens is if I am comparing myself to my neighbor who may have different backgrounds, may have different progress in their journey than I have, they may be reading different personal development books, they may be watching different content, they may have a whole different path. I can't compare myself to that person. All I can do is do me, right? Let them do them. I can uplift as best that I can and just keep putting positive out there. It does not help to be negative. It really doesn't. It does not help to compare yourself to somebody else, because like I said, you don't know where or how they got to where they are in their journey. You have no idea. That's like nobody knows how I got where I am in my journey unless I tell them. There are many nights when you may be crying yourself to sleep. There are many days when you may fall flat on your face and fail. Yes, that is all part of the journey. But that is not what is depicted on Instagram or Facebook or any of these social media platforms. The ugly side is not portrayed. So you cannot compare yourself to somebody else. And you should always focus on putting forth positive energy into the universe, because there is reciprocity in that, and it will come back to you manyfold. So I'm off my soapbox. So sorry guys, didn't mean to digress. But you do have the 3 tips. So the first one was utilize Mel Robbins' rule, the 5-4-3-2-1, just do it. The second one is tear off that Band-Aid, do it quickly so that you don't feel the pain and you can get the action happening and you can progress forward in facing your fear and being victorious. And then the third one was, who cares about the negative talk? Who cares about the negative person that is in your sphere? Dissociate yourself from them, dissociate yourself from it, and you continue to put positive out, because reciprocity is real and that positive will come back to you many fold. All right, I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope that this is encouraging you, and I also hope that you will comment below that you have ripped off your Band-Aid today, or that you have utilized Mel's rule, or that you have said no to the negative energy in your life. All right, I'll see you on the other side. This is Dr. Charmaine Gregory, and I hope that you will be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness.